morning or good afternoon or good evening. So, very interesting. I just put a thing about Keenan and Peele, and I put Black Lives Matter, right? And the reason I did this was to educate people on the dangers of what is going on with Hollywood. Because it's okay for an African American person to joke about an African American person being in slavery, but when a white person talks about slavery, it's not okay. We just need to be quiet. This is just wrong in so many senses, and then they make it like it's a joke. Now, I don't think it's a fucking joke. All lives matter. I don't care. And they want to say that I was in violation of copyright, but it's not a strike. Okay. The Fair Use Act requires that I actually have a right to use it for educational purposes. I am not making money or profitizing off of Keenan and Peele, CBS, or any form of Viacom CBS. You guys can all suck a fat cock. And that's from me to you, personally. Here you go, assholes. And second, it is not okay to teach our children that racism is okay in any form. Any form of racism is not okay. But we should learn to be tolerant of each other. And I do not believe that this is teaching tolerance. I believe it's fanning the flame to try to enrage people. And what they're doing is simply trying to enrage people against another race. And it is crap. It is an absolute crap-filled media. And people need to realize that the only way it's going to change is if we all unite. And that in the end, we're just slaves to them. Because we follow what? The media. We're on our cell phones with our heads down. Nobody's paying attention to anything that's going on. Why? Because fear holds you back. Fear is what holds you back the most. What holds me back from doing things. But we have to find a fine limit and know when is enough. When is enough bloodshed? When are we going to stop putting each other in coffins? Start realizing, hey, my brother is not the problem. How can you take somebody who's important to me? If I know my neighbor, or if I know my next door neighbor, or if I know my friend down the road, or the guy down the road, how can you take my brother from me? How can you take my sister from me if I know them? You can't, and I won't let it. And that's what people have to realize and get to the mentality. I'm not going to let you take my brother that sits next to me. I don't know the billionaire that sits on Capitol Hill, but I know Joe Schmo that's next to me. I know Jane Doe that's next to me. But yet, I kill my brother in hate and violence. We learned nothing from Gettysburg. We have learned nothing. Nada from the wars that we have fought in the past. And people need to realize that it's not going to change. It's not going to change unless we change. Unless we say, that's my brother. You ain't taking my brother. No. You see a cop grab your brother and he's doing it and he's beating on him. You have every right to go put your hands on that cop. I don't care what anybody says. That cop puts his hand on somebody that he's not supposed to and that he's doing unlawfully. I'm whooping your ass on principle. It would do the same. Anybody would do the same thing if they saw a woman getting hit or a child getting hurt. What's the difference between a cop? Just because he has a fucking uniform? And now, I'm not promoting violence against police officers by no means. But the violence has to end. The violence is exactly what they want. We are feeding right into the bullshit. Our lives do not matter. We don't matter. And we will never matter until we come together. Period. Thank you for watching, share, subscribe. I'm sorry that I was so upset, but when I got a letter from Viacom saying that I'm in violation of copyright because I believe that they're They're fanning the flame to create hate towards individuals, not just black and white, but Chinese, because of the increase in Asian violence towards Asian people, or the violence and increase towards Muslim people. We need to stop and realize, wait, that's my brother. I go to his store every fucking day and purchase stuff from his shop. I go every day to Joe Schmo's shop down the street and get my car cleaned. That's my brother. And that billionaire that's up on Capitol, he don't give a fuck about you. I've already explained to people clearly and precisely that that's a corporation. That corporation does not care about an individual. He does not care who you are or what you're about. He doesn't know anything about you, nor does he want to. He wants to tell you what you want to hear, so you're attentive to him, but keep in mind, let's go back to 2018 when Trump was running for office. What did he say? I want to make America great again. Never defined how. People need to ask, what are you going to do to make my country great again? Excuse me. People need to ask what you're going to do to make my country great again. And so, in order to make our country again, we have to educate ourselves, our youth, because they're not going to educate us, honestly. They're not going to educate us or let us know or tell us anything. It's not in their best interest to let us know or have any wisdom. To keep us ignorant and in the dark. So, I am starting a All Lives Matter because we do matter. Everybody matters. And I want to talk with the Black Lives Matter because when you're beating up on your brother, remember, they're laughing at you. The people who did Keenan and Peele, who did that video with the black guy who was acting like a Sambo, that man, he literally is a Sambo. And he literally is you could be independent MOB, your own boss, or whatever the fuck you want to be. But remember, man can be as big as they want to be. We have black people in music industries, but these people are evil. They don't care about you. Once they get up there, they don't give a fuck about you. Just fuck everybody else, right? But when you're fighting for survival, wait till we with this corona stuff, wait till we start having to really fight for food. Wait till we have to start killing each other to survive. Then come in and say, yeah, I think all lives matter. Because it is absolute bullcrap. Because they just want to keep us in a perpetual circle of fear. We can't be afraid no more. No more fear, my friends. No more fear, my brothers. No more fear, my sisters. It's time to stand. It's time to say, I'm done with all the bullshit and propaganda you're feeding me. Through media, through inflaming and fanning all this shit. And creating this bull that is going on in our country. Enough. The revolution starts now. And the revolution is for our minds. And keep in mind, we are influenced by music. Look how the rappers wear a Gucci shirt and spend all your money and smoke a blunt and spend it all on a bitch and at the club until you're fucking broke. Yeah, that's a great thing to tell our youth. In movies, we have gangbangers that flamed out in all the gang attire, and we have children of youth wanting to live that same style because they see it in movies, they see it on the streets. We are propagandizing ourselves by allowing such promotion of anger and hate and violence. And I get angry and hate as well, but that's a normal human emotion, and we have to learn that in order for all lives to matter, we have to allow each other to have an opinion, to speak freely, to speak openly, to not silence a person first because you don't agree with their opinion. And that's what's going on in our society today, and that's what's really wrong with our fucking society. Is that nobody wants to hear anybody else's opinion. If they do, it's wrong, or I'm gonna strike you down for it. But yeah, I dare you to strike me down, or dare you to strike one of my brothers down. You know, I swear, people be trying your nerves sometimes. Like this bitch at the store. I wasn't wearing a mask. I talked with one of the people. She said it's all good. I'm just coming in really quick. You know, honestly, I gave her paperwork and everything. Told her, here's all the laws regarding FTC, CDC stuff that says that I'm exempt from it. Because literally, I don't have to give my personal medical information. What says that I have to give you personal medical information? And so when this lady who I was standing next to, like not like really close to, but I was standing like a good portion. She was on the other side of the desk. I was on the other side of the desk, leaning on the desk, watching my videos. Not my videos, but, you know, other people's videos. And she said something to me. I looked at the bitch, and I said, yo, bitch, if I don't have to give you my medical, I didn't tell her, yo, bitch, but I thought it, right? Like, hey, I don't have to give you my personal. I asked her, are you a doctor, ma'am? And see, these are the things we have to realize is when people are getting aggressive, we have to stay calm. I said, ma'am. See, I took a deep breath. I said, ma'am. See, just thinking about it gets me going. I said, ma'am, are you a medical doctor? She said, no. I said, so you can't diagnose if I'm sick, right? I said, do you understand that I don't have to give you any medical identification? I'm not obligated to, by law, ma'am. And due respect, I am standing very far away from you. But if you like, I could start coughing and sneezing if it would make you feel better. And she just let it go. Because if you're polite, and then you say, if it makes you feel better, I can make you feel comfortable by coughing and wheezing and saying I'm out of breath. But, you know, we have to stop catering to people and catering to them and saying, well, that word doesn't make you feel comfortable. Say, I'm sorry, it doesn't make you feel comfortable, but it's the fact. See, the truth makes people feel uncomfortable. And the fact is, something's very, very wrong with society today. And it's got to change. It's going to change. And, you know, we are the agents of change, and it's time to be so. You know. Well, thank you for watching. Share, subscribe, like, comment. Thank you.